Hey guys, it's Heather here and welcome to my channel. So it's just after 7 a.m. and my garden is so fragrant right now. Morning is the best time for fragrance in my garden. Evening's nice too, but I find morning the most appealing. And I feel like to fully appreciate my garden, smell-o-vision would be really helpful. I wish we had smell-o-vision so that I could share the fragrance with you. But I have a tree I want to show you and two vines, a rose bush and an iris that are just so pleasingly fragrant, not in a cloying way. Some things are just, some things just really stink. They're so overpowering. Some of the lilies can be so overpowering. These are not that way. They're subtle and so beautiful and so pollinator friendly. So I'm gonna flip the camera around. I'm working with a new gimbal for my phone, so it might be a little dicey here and there as I'm learning the ins and outs of it, but I'm gonna flip the camera and show you what I've got going on, and it's so beautiful. So let me flip it around. All right, so what you're looking here is my Ivory silk tree lilac, and it's a multi-stem. You can get this in a single stem as well. Multi-stems tend to not get as tall as the standard form, but look at the plumes on this. And it's not fully open yet, but it will be soon. It's just covered in these big plumes, but let me get you closer. And it's very soft fragrance right now, and once these really get going, these are gonna be covered in bumbles, and it's absolutely a lovely tree. I love the shape of it. I love the bark on it. Let me take you closer to the bark as well. But look at that. Just a gorgeous tree, and the fragrance is just so pleasant. So once these are fully open, I'll have bumbles all over it, and red admiral butterflies cannot get enough of it, but the plumes go all the way up. And this one has a tendency to bloom heavily every other year. At first I thought there was a problem with my tree until I spoke with someone from the Morton Arboretum who explained to me the flowering cycle of tree lilacs. So this is Ivory silk tree lilac, hardy to zone 4, and about 20 feet tall, about 15 feet wide. So it's a really great small space tree, and it's a really good urban tree too. You'll see these a lot throughout the Chicago area because they're tough. They bring in the pollinators and the fall color. It's like this russet color that the leaves turn, and really just an overall beautiful tree. It has it's just a multi-season interest tree, great for small spaces. Okay, let's head into my side yard garden, which is the newest part of my garden, because I want to show you a rose bush that is absolutely out of this world. See the coral color right through here? Wait for it. Oh, it's beautiful. So that is an Easy Elegance Sweet Fragrance Rose from First Editions Plants. All right, give it a whiff. I wish you could actually. This is when smell-o-vision would be so helpful. Look at that, isn't that just beautiful? So I'm always hesitant to brag on something that's new to my garden, but this is definitely worth mentioning. The fragrance is out of this world. It's a hybrid tea form that gets taller than it does wide. So about 2 to 4 feet tall and about 2 to 3 feet wide, hardy to zone 5. The fragrance, oh my goodness, I just can't stop. Every morning, it's like its own little bouquet out here. And every morning I have to come out and give it a whiff, and a couple whiffs, because it's that beautiful. So it's an own root rose, which means it's more likely to have better longevity in the garden. It's not grafted. So definitely one worth considering. And given the trouble that I've had with certain varieties of roses in my garden of late, this one really lifts my spirits, so I might be switching things out for more of the Easy Elegance roses. It's my first Easy Elegance rose in the garden, so, and what a great way to come out of the gate for the very first time. So the foliage is beautiful. It's got the tips tipped in red, and look at this little, isn't that just fabulous? It's gorgeous. And I believe the heat zone rating for this is a zone 8 for all you hot climate gardeners. So I think it is a zone 8. But that is Sweet Fragrance, or Easy Elegance Sweet Fragrance from First Editions Plants. All right, then moving down, further down the side yard garden into this area here. This is an H. Potter trellis I got myself for my birthday. And I have a sensation honeysuckle or Lonicera. It's a non-invasive variety, and it's hardy in zones 4 to 9. But it's super fragrant right now. And look at the beautiful yellow colored flowers. It's gorgeous. So this is gonna get 8 to 10 feet tall. So this is a trellis, it's an 8-foot trellis. And imagine what that's gonna look like in a couple years when it goes all the way to the top. It's gonna be pretty sweet. But hardy zones 4 to 9, 8 to 10 feet tall, I think 4 to 6 wide. I'll have to double check that. But really just so fragrant right now. It's deer rabbit resistant. I don't know, did I say that already? I can't remember. But, and forms these red berries, so the birds will love it too. So that's important in my garden as well. I love to have the wildlife come in, and this checks all those boxes for me. Okay, let's head back into the backyard, and I'll show you the last 2 fragrant plants. Oh, look at that Ivory slow tree lilac plume. So this one's opening. Oh, the fragrance is just lovely. So when this is just completely white in another day or so, it's going to be beautiful. But right back here along the patio, and pay no attention to the mess on the patio, I have a lot of planting left to do. But this here is Iris palida, and there are only a few flowers left on it, but it's super fragrant, and we always called it the Starburst candy plant because to us, it smells like Starburst candy. A lot of people think it smells like grape jelly, but really a beautiful plant, and it's got variegated foliage. There's 2 varieties. There's Alba, which is the white. That's the one that I have here. That's the one that I prefer, the variegated white and green. And then there's also Aurea variegata, which is a yellow and green. I don't particularly care for that one as much. I don't like the yellow coloring on the leaves. But once the flowers are gone, you're left with this beautiful variegated foliage. So it's good to divide it every 2 to 3 years. So Iris pallida is hardy in zones 4 to 9. And it likes well-draining soil. I don't have that, and it still performs well for me. Maybe not as well as it would in a better soil situation, but it gets full sun. But I noticed some afternoon shade is really beneficial for it. It tends to get the edges of the leaves will brown out, and it looks a little stressed, but it always returns. And then once it's established, it's pretty drought tolerant in my experience. So this has been around for a number of years and has done well here. So that's Iris pallida, Alba variegata. And then directly above the Iris pallida on the pergola there is our native wisteria. That's a Kentucky wisteria called Blue Moon. And I cut it back severely and kind of late too, because it was having some issues, but it's flowered again really, really nice. Super pollinator friendly. It's not invasive like Wisteria sinensis or Chinese wisteria. And this one blooms up to 3 times. For me, it's only bloomed twice. And I will cut this back again once it flowers. Oh, look at the bumble on that. Is he still there? Oh, maybe not. Kentucky wisteria is hardy in zones 3 to 9, super pollinator friendly. It grows to be about 15 to 25 feet tall and about 4 to 8 feet wide. So you want to give it a really strong structure to grow on. And like I have it on my pergola here, and loves full sun and very, very fragrant. And the bumbles love this plant. It's really, really beautiful. So if you've got a strong structure like this, or maybe you've got a fence that could use some coverage on it, definitely consider our native Kentucky wisteria. You're going to have to take my word for it on this. Without smell-o-vision, there's no way to prove that the fragrance is out of this world, but it is absolutely gorgeous back here. So these are the 5 plants that I think are worth a consideration for your garden. And I so wish you could smell this. It's beautiful. So thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, a thumbs up would be great. A follow would be awesome as well. I'd love to have you along for the ride. And thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.